Hello and welcome to HD Movie Talk. I'm your host, Dean's Beans, and with me for the 50th time is my good friend, my beautiful co-host, and my even better TikToker, Fluffy Duffy.
Okay, so technically it is our 50th episode, but you cannot say it's our 50th time together because we had an episode 0.
And, if we get really into the minutiae of things, I talk to you a lot more than just recording this.
Unfortunately.
We're probably, if we're counting all the times we've talked off camera, this is probably episode 200, do you reckon?
Episode 53?
That hurt my feelings. Does it feel like we've been doing this for longer or shorter than 50 weeks? I didn't. That's a very smooth way for me to ask a question I definitely didn't already ask.
No. It does not feel like it's 50. It's only been 50 weeks.
Does it feel longer or shorter?
A little longer.
A little longer. 51, 52 weeks?
50, 100. Oh!
Anyway, we're back with episode 17 of The Silver Lining. That means 34% of this podcast has been The Silver Lining, which means that's over a third of this podcast has been us watching bad movies, and I hate it. Let's never do it again.
But this one's different.
Okay, this one is different.
Also, I do want to alert the viewers that my cat is apparently messing with my camera and won't let me focus.
Is that what is it? Your cat is bringing you in
no,
and out of
yeah, no,
focus?
she's just behind the camera, like. Okay. Anyways,
our audio visual
our visual listeners
will not care about that.
Okay, literally, my camera's never done this before, and it's really irritating me. What is going on? Anyways, let's continue.
Okay, so we're talking about The Cat in The Hat, which is a movie which was released in what year, Mr. Duffs?
Oh, no. 2004.
You're so out of focus.
Is it 2004?
I've got no idea, that's why I asked you. Let me check while you try and get yourself back in focus, because, you know what, if this keeps happening the entire episode...
The issue is because it's autofocusing. Hey guys.
This is a perfect clip. None of this is being cut out.
Good.
Okay, so Cat in the Hat came out in... Can you tell how professional we are? It was 2003. I'm afraid you were wrong. Can you tell how professional we are and how long we've been doing this for? But I just...
Well, see, I don't know what's going on with my camera. I think I might have fixed it. Because I just set the exposure to manual exposure, but exposure is not focused.
I don't think our listeners really care. No offense, that's not a slight.
I care because I can't look at myself.
I'm just gonna look down the barrel of this camera as I explain to you what we do here, because we're so far into this and I haven't even said what the point is.
What are we talking about?
We're talking about The Cat in the Hat, a movie which came out in 2003. Only idiots think it came out in 2004. And we talk about all the bad things to do with this movie and all the good things to do with this movie. And then we fix the movie, write a new one, send it off to Mike Myers, and tell him to make Shrek 5 and not a reboot of this.
Okay, here's the thing.
Okay,
we watched Cat.
I think we're about to say the same thing. You go first.
We're definitely not. If you are, I'm going to be actually very interested in your... I watched this movie while I was with my friend who was babysitting. So I watched this movie with 2 children.
2 children? What
and
ages?
The things... I think, one's in 5th grade and one's in 1st grade or something like that.
I've got no idea what that means.
Oh, I don't know.
I'm just trying to complicate this story. I enjoy interrupting you.
10 and 5? Something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So young kids, and all the things that I was this is ugh, I don't like this. They laughed at.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of gave me a pretty interesting opinion about this movie. But what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say that this movie is gonna be the most difficult for us to fix because because I don't think we should change anything. I think this is a perfect film.
It is perfect. I appreciate your optimism.
It's a perfect film.
You know, I have to say, for any podcast recording for my cat to be in the room with, it's good that it's this one.
Just you wait until we do a Silver Linings on cats.
Ooh.
No, it's meow. They don't go woof. They go meow.
So that sounds like you are planning to do that.
I've seen the movie Cats. You have not, and you're gonna have to suffer through it because I saw
spoilers for Chip and Dale, but I saw them in Chip and Dale.
Wow, what a cool man you are. You didn't go to the cinema and watch Cats by yourself like I did, and then have a mental breakdown in a car for half an hour. And halfway through the cinema experience, you forgot what humans looks like. And I was like, what is it to be man? Looking down at my own hands.
Should we talk about the movie?
Yeah, okay. This cat looks better than a cat's cat.
Okay, buddy. What does that mean?
The cat in the hat looks better than any cat I've seen in Cats.
Oh, yes. Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I do think that although I don't like the Mike Myers makeup in this movie, it is interesting how considering we don't like that movie, we don't like his makeup, but if you look at things like The Grinch, which is I wouldn't say it's the best movie, but it's definitely well acclaimed.
Yeah.
People admire Jim Carrey's how hard it must have been to give a performance in that, but we don't really give that to Mike Myers.
But I think there's reasons for that, and I will get into them, but not yet. Okay. Do you want to explain to me the plot of this movie? But it has to rhyme like a Dr. Seuss book.
So these two children are stuck in a house, and then this thing arrives that chases a mouse. It was the Cat in the Hat, no doubt about that. And he causes a bunch of trouble and bursts the mom's bubble. And Alec Baldwin's there. I think that's the movie. I think that's a pretty good summary.
Yes. That was okay. I can't believe it took us 50 episodes to make some good content. Okay. To make something genuinely funny. Okay, I'm going to explain the plot of this movie now, because I feel like telling you to do it in rhyme didn't really convey the plot of the movie very well.
I thought I did awesome.
You did awesome, considering the constraints I put on you, but you can put a constraint on me explaining this plot if you want. But
okay, you can't say the Cat in the Hat.
Okay, so there is a feline with some headwear on, which is very tall and it's red and white. And basically, there's this boy and this girl, and they live with their mum, and their mum is like, hey, I'm throwing a party tonight, so don't mess up the house. And her boyfriend comes in and is like, I hate you, little boy. I'm going to send you to military school. And the girl's a goody two-shoes, and the boy's a rule breaker. And then they're left in the house by themselves. And then the feline arrives, played by Mike Myers.
Wait, can I make a new rule? Can I play?
Yeah.
Can I change the rule?
Yeah.
You can say Cat in the Hat, but you can't say the.
Wait, so I can't say cat in hat?
No, you can say cat. You can say Cat in Hat, but you just can't say the word the in your.
So then I can't say what you're saying, because that has that word in.
You can say Cat in the Hat. You can say Cat in Hat.
Cat in Hat. Okay. Where was I? So boy and girl are left alone in the house, and Cat in Hat appears, and Cat in Hat is like, "Hey, sign this here contract, and I will show you how to have fun, because you're a goody two shoes and you're a rule breaker, and children sign contract and." Chaos ensues, house is destroyed, but kids learn valuable lesson and Cat cleans up house. Mum arrives, all is good, send away Alec Baldwin.
I think you forgot about Box.
Okay.
Okay,
now you explain the plot of this movie. No, I'm joking.
Okay, and as a little side plot, there is this intergalactic box that travels that is like a portal to Cat in the Hat's dimension, and they can't let the box open, but then the kid takes key, and then they're
Lock.
like, oh no, oh no, box is open, and then yeah, then they have to close it again.
Yes, that is the movie. Do
Okay.
we talk about the good or the bad first?
Dean.
I honestly don't know. I honestly
Okay, how do hey, it's okay. Just breathe. How do we explain this podcast? How do we explain the silver linings?
So we take a bad movie, we talk about the good, then we talk about the bad. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So the good of this movie, I wrote down, which I think this might be the first movie in the Silver Lining series to make me laugh out loud at an actual joke instead of me laughing at something that's dumb. If that makes it. Did that make sense?
Yeah, there
as
are
a
some good
sentence?
jokes in here.
Like every other thing I've laughed at in one of these Silver Linings movies, I'm like, haha, this is bad. But this had a joke which I just thought it was really funny, and it was during the cupcake making sequence, and one of the Cat in a Hat goes, "Hey, that's impossible to make the cupcakes in that time." And then the Cat in the Hat chef goes, "You're not just wrong, you're stupid." And then the cat goes, "Hey, hey, hey." And then he goes, "And you're ugly, just like your mum." I was like...
Okay, I agree with, there are definitely some, like, actual good jokes.
Yeah. How many comedies have we done for the Silver Linings? We've done Holmes
Not
and
a lot.
Watson. We've done Holmes and Watson. We've done Pixels.
Right.
Is that it?
I think so.
Yeah. And I just think that joke is funnier than anything in either of those two movies.
And I think one thing, so the Cat in the Hat has this catchphrase. Do you know the catchphrase, Dean?
I don't actually know what you're alluding to.
He goes, "Oh yeah!"
Oh, yeah.
So many times throughout the movie. Oh yeah. And it was so funny when I was watching it, because the first time the group of people that we were watching it, when we heard it, we were like, ha ha ha. And then every time he said it, we would laugh even harder. And then it got to the point where we would just go, "Oh yeah!" And then right after, he would go, "Oh yeah!" And, oh my god. It was so funny. It's a terrible catchphrase.
I think that's just... Well, I need a catchphrase, I think.
I think you have it. Oh yeah.
Should that be a catchphrase of mine?
Yeah, I think so.
Actually, we know what my catchphrase is according to the comments of your TikTok.
What, you're British?
I'm British.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oops. Thanks for reading my script.
It was just when I was making videos for you, and then I just read multiple comments which said, "It's the I'm British guy." And I was like, is this what I'm known as?
Oh yeah, I might as well explain it all. Should I give a quick explanation?
Go on.
Okay, so if you weren't aware, last weekend, yeah, it would be last weekend. This episode's coming out Tuesday. I was shooting a short film for 3 days.
Ooh,
and
la-di-da-di-da. Yeah, go on.
I was busy. I barely even had enough time to upload the video to TikTok. Like, that was how busy I was. And Dean, I was telling Dean how busy I was going to be that weekend and how I just wasn't going to upload. And Dean, the legend that he is, was like, "I'll do it." And so he did it. And I am forever in his debt. Everybody clap for Dean. Do it.
Everyone at home clap. We'll leave a silence, which is something you shouldn't do on a podcast, but we'll leave a silence.
Yep, 30 seconds.
That was about 30 seconds. Okay, what else did you think was good in this movie?
I like the style.
I like the style. I like the style. I like the silliness. Hey,
It was very silly.
Harlan, what do I like in movies?
Silliness.
Oh, you know me so well. It's not like I kind of set you up for that one. Yeah, it was just a bit wacky. It was a bit fun. It was a bit daft. I kind of enjoyed the meta humor a lot of the time. Normally that annoys me. Like, I get annoyed with that in a lot of Deadpool a lot of the time when he's like, haha, look at me talking to the camera. But here, it kind of works. And I think Mike Myers did all right. And
He did fine. I think one thing if I may. Well, let's keep talking about the good. Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry.
Kid actors are good for kid actors.
Did you know?
Dakota Fanning?
Yes, and also, have you ever seen Little Miss Sunshine?
Yes.
The boy in this is Little Miss Sunshine's brother.
Ah, Paul Dano.
It's a red light!
That was a perfectly executed joke, if I do say so myself. We've now done 2 funny jokes in 50
Wow.
episodes. Okay.
So many clips.
We need to stop. Okay.
Clip that! Every time we think we say a funny joke, clip that!
Yeah, it's just like I did something funny. This would
I
make
did
a
something
really
funny.
this would make a really meta clip right now. Anyway.
You know what I think is funny? Like, we're, like, stalling because we don't know how to fix this movie because we didn't think it was that bad.
Yeah, I know. Okay, so like, we'll get into the bad. What else is good here? I enjoyed, just the way people spoke and the way, like, yeah, you know, I just like the whole look of it. The whole wow, hey, this is a movie which looks different and fun and colourful, and people say silly things.
Well, here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think if it's cool with you, I think I'm going to get into why this movie's so hated.
Okay.
Before I talk about, like, what I think is bad about it,
Yes.
why I think it's so hated.
I'd never actually seen it before this.
It is a very hated movie, 100%.
Yes, I did know that. I just not
But I
watched it.
think, like, I could imagine this movie in, like, another universe where, like, people just like it because it's fun.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, that's why they love it. Like, if you look at movies like Hot Rod or, you know, Christmas Vacation, they're
Well,
stupid.
even like The Grinch.
Even The Grinch. But people, Jim Carrey, they appreciated The Grinch. They appreciated all the effort it took to make that.
Yes.
And they, so, like, it was just, they looked at it differently. I feel like this movie, I don't think it's necessarily at the same par of The Grinch. Because, like, The Grinch, I think, does, like, the character of The Grinch makes it more like a person. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
But I think, like, this is, like, I don't think The Grinch is, like, an A movie. I don't think it, like, if, like, 90% is an A. I don't think it's an A movie.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, if The Grinch was an A movie, I think The Cat has a B movie. I think it's a B.
think I would disagree because on the surface they're both very, very similar. They're very, very similar. But, like, The Grinch has some heart and some emotion behind it where I think this kind of lacks a lot of that.
That's true. There's not much. The heart really isn't there. You kind of well, Dr. Seuss stories. Hey, Dr. Seuss, you know, childhood, but his stories aren't like necessarily the most complex.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's like basically the moment the movie starts, you can kind of understand where it's gonna end up.
Yes.
But with that said, it's just kind of like how the story unfolds that really matters, and I feel like we don't really ever get really attached to these characters in this movie compared to how we do with like Cindy Lou Who and The Grinch.
Yeah.
And which I think brings me into my next complaint about the movie, and that like Jim Carrey is a perfect Dr. Seuss character.
Yes.
I feel.
Yes.
And I feel like if anything, he could have done this role better than Mike Myers.
Oh, imagine if it was Mr. Carey. Imagine
But he
that.
wouldn't do it because he hated doing The Grinch.
Yeah. Okay, but okay. I think the reason people don't like the cat costume as much as the Grinch, because the Grinch is just a made-up creature, and we all know what cats look like.
Right.
And you look at that cat and you go, this is freaky, this is weird, I don't like it. But when you look at the Grinch, you go, oh, the Grinch isn't a real thing.
And also, The Grinch is like supposed to be kind of scary.
Yeah, and the Grinch
that's
is
like-
supposed to be man-sized. The Cat in the Hat is not a man, like a man-sized cat.
Have you ever been to Universal Studios?
No. Maybe. I was in the
There's
area when I was around 5 years old, so who knows?
There's this ride at
Yeah.
Universal Studios is a Cat in the Hat ride.
Mm-hmm.
And it is the most terrifying thing I have ever seen. You keep on talking, and I'm going to send you a picture.
Okay. I enjoyed the idea of this because I enjoyed the joke in this movie where where it pauses and he's just like Universal Studios, and then he winks at the camera.
Dude, oh my god. Literally, right before that happened, me and my friend were talking about the ride. And then the Cat in the Hat turns the camera and whips out Universal Studios tickets, and we lost our minds. It was so creepy.
It's so creepy. I'm ready for this photo.
Okay,
What did I send you? Oh, I was like, what did I send you a screenshot of? But I remember. It's not that interesting.
What did you send me a screenshot of?
My restricted words in my comment section.
Oh.
That's a fun game for the listeners. Try and figure out what words I've restricted in my TikTok comment section. You probably won't. Go on.
Okay, let me see if I can undo this.
I'm voting. I'm gonna fill this silence by saying more good jokes in this movie. I enjoyed I enjoyed a lot of the kind of, where they do jokes for the adults and they like wink at the camera a bit. They're like, ha ha ha, look, here's jokes for you. Like the car being called the SHIT. Like, I was like, hey, that's funny. Here,
Right,
Harlan Duffy shared a file in the meeting. Wow. Okay. Click to open. Please, can you open? Hello? What the
Hello?
frick?
Isn't that terrifying?
Does it move at all, or is it just...
Yeah, it moves.
Oh, that's even worse. It's just those black, dead eyes.
Anyways,
Okay.
I just wanted to share how creepy that ride is.
Okay, yeah, so the cat design, I think he's just a bit too... Obviously, this is an insult to Mike Myers, because every human would have the same issue of just being too wide and too man-like. Too big.
I hate having that issue.
I'm too man-like every day. No, I'm not. I wish I was more man-like. I'm butter boy. I'm a boy covered in butter. Do you get it? Because I'm butter boy?
Butter boy!
Butter
You're British.
boy. Yeah. Anyway, can we just go back to the joke I really enjoyed in this? Because I want to say it again because it really made me laugh.
Yeah, say it again for me.
Okay, do you want to act it out? So you interrupt me and you go, hey, that's not fair. Okay.
Yeah.
You're not just wrong, you're stupid.
Hey, that's not fair.
And you're ugly, just like your mum.
Now, I think that maybe... There was one joke in here.
Go on.
Or you remember, I was watching this with 2 children.
Yes. 2 butter boys.
And when me and my friend were watching it, we almost turned it off. It was when the Cat in the Hat looked at the picture of the mom,
Yeah.
unfolded it, and then got a hard on.
That's going to make no
"What
sense to
is
people who haven't
going
seen
on?"
this movie, who is literally everyone. His hat just became erect. I've got one of those hats at home, and I was like, I wish I had
An
it here
erect
so I
hat?
could. Yeah, so I wish I could wear it for the recording. I've got a cat.
Why
in
did
the
you
hat
go
hat.
home and come back?
Why don't you shut your mouth? You're not just wrong, but you're stupid. And you're ugly. Not like your mum. I'm sure your mum is lovely. Okay.
She is lovely. She did get me sick, though. so.
I've talked to your mum. I haven't talked to your mum. Your mum has
You
talked
talked.
at me.
Yes. That's a good way to put it.
This is so...
She gave you her attempt at a British accent.
It was worse than King Callan's, which says something.
Whoa!
Go
I'm not gonna tell
support
you said
King
that.
Callan on TikTok. But
Go support?
yeah, go support him, but make sure that he knows that he's got a bad British
Yeah,
accent.
that's
okay.
the most important part. Okay,
Where were we?
so what else bad about this movie?
Just I feel
The things
it's a tricky
I
one to
did
go
not like
whether
the setup with
this
the
was too
things.
caricature-y Well, that's the whole point of the film. Being like Alec Baldwin being all like a conniving kind of, oh, look at me, I want to send you to military school. Like, that's the threat of every
Right.
person in every, like,
But the
kids
Minions I
movie
didn't
ever.
like.
But, like, wow, what a seamless change, and we both look exactly the same, and neither of us have changed at all.
Yeah, wow, thank God.
What was...
Nobody noticed.
I just realised everyone listening to this wouldn't have noticed.
Oh, yeah, but all our visual listeners, my camera decided to stop working, and everything stopped working.
When you said my camera, I thought you were saying Mike Hera here. Do you know that guy?
Are you alright, Ian?
Can you respond
so,
to the point I said, please?
What was your point? That everything's corny?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I mean, that's like... See, that's why, like, I'm really worried about how we're going to fix this movie. It's because, like, so many... It's just, like, the style of it. How the world works. I feel like if people aren't... If people are like, this is a bad movie, so we're not going to like this, then you're not going to like it no matter what we do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've got an ace in my sleeve to how to fix this movie. I'm going to be honest with you, but I'm going to save it until we get to that point. What other bad points do you have?
I don't like the boss character.
It's interesting.
Fired!
Yeah. Yeah, I get that. I don't like the fish that much.
The fish is, like, weird. It doesn't work. I feel like the only reason they had it was because it was from the book. And also the things, like, the whole thing of, like, the Cat in the Hat being like, whatever you do, they'll do the opposite. And the kids are like, oh, okay. And then at the end of the movie, they're like, the thing! We just asked them to do the opposite of everything.
That did make me laugh. I'm like, you kids are stupid! Yeah. I just had thought of another bad point, but it escaped my mind. I was thinking about... Oh, the musical numbers.
Yeah, nothing special there. I feel like it gets the tone right, though.
Yeah, but if you're going to commit to a musical number in a non-musical movie...
Oh, I'm sorry. You mean, like, the actual musical number,
like,
not, like, the score.
Yeah, and I enjoyed the Getting Better, the song at the end, the Getting Better cover, when they're cleaning the house. But
the musical number in the beginning is no good.
Yes. Speaking of movies with bad musical numbers, which are comedies, which we've talked about in The Silver Lining, Holmes and Watson.
Oh, yeah. Wow. So I think...
that musical number is a lot worse.
So I know how to start fixing this movie.
Are we moving into fixing? Are we already there?
Do you have any more bad things?
I feel like okay, what do you think of Mike Myers in the... I keep nearly saying Michael Myers. What do you think of Mike Myers?
Here's where I'm conflicted with it. I would wish... Like, I think Jim Carrey would do a better job, but I don't think... Like, I can't think of anybody else besides Jim Carrey and Mike Myers that could do one of these movies.
Maybe like a Rowan Atkinson.
You know, I think... I think Sir Patrick Stewart needed a job. Maybe he could do this.
I was giving a serious answer, okay?
Rowan Atkinson, maybe, but I feel like it would look super... Because Rowan Atkinson already kind of has, like, an unsettling face.
I don't think he has an unsettling face. I think that's just what he does with it. If he pulls a very particular face when he's Mr. Bean. Like when he's Johnny English. Have you ever seen Johnny English?
I have not.
It's Austin Powers, but better.
Sure.
Oh, it is. It's 100% better.
Yeah, that's why there's, three... That's why there's 3 Johnny English movies.
Yeah, there's 3 Johnny English movies.
Oh, wait, is there really?
Yeah. It's Johnny English Strikes Again, Johnny English Reborn.
Oh, I thought there was only 2.
No, third one came out recently.
Well, how many Austin Powers? I think there's only 3 Austin Powers movies.
Yeah, so there's a stalemate. Who's more popular, Mike Myers or Rowan Atkinson? Tough one.
Yeah, that's tough. I think definitely in America, Austin Powers is more popular.
No, I meant the actual actors. Who's more popular?
Mike Myers. In America.
Yeah, I reckon Rowan Atkinson's more popular here.
Because
Anyway.
if you said Mr. Bean,
Yes.
that'd be different.
Yeah.
Well, no, I don't. I think if like you compared, because Mr. Bean, let's be honest, Mr. Bean is Rowan Atkinson's most popular character,
Yes.
and I think Shrek is Mike Myers' most popular character.
Yes.
So, if we're doing that, I think Mike Myers takes the cake.
Get out of this swamp.
Get out of my swamp. Okay, so are we moving to fixing? 'Cause I think like that's.
I
the
don't
only
think we
thing that's
actually
left.
did talk about Mike Myers' performance. We just started talking about anyone else that could do it.
Well, we said like he was good. Like he was good. Like he just had like
Yeah.
dumb children. Like the only thing
I
that
don't-
wasn't good was like the musical number and the childish jokes that didn't land. But they didn't land for us. They landed for the kids that I was watching it with. So I can't feel like I can actually critique those.
What about the bit? I hated this bit when he turned into a car mechanic and we saw his butt.
They laughed at that.
Oh,
They liked that.
okay. Can I just I want to know what kind of life you're living. Okay, where you know a friend's babysitting some kids, then you show up and you get everyone to watch Cat in the Hat because you're like, I've got to watch this movie for my podcast.
Here was the plan. Okay, I was hanging out with my friend, and they're like, "Can you hang out tomorrow?" And I'm like, "Yeah, but I have to watch Cat in the Hat. Do you want to watch Cat in the Hat with me?" And they're like, "Sure." We're hanging out. We're not watching the movie yet, and she's like, "Oh, I have to babysit. Do you want to just come with, and we can watch Cat in the Hat with the kids?" And I'm like, "Sure."
Okay.
So that's the story. I know you guys are really entertained by it. I know you were like at the edge of your seat, like, why was he watching it with the kids? That's why.
Yeah, I understood why. I just think it's a fun concept to be like, my friend's babysitting children. I'm gonna go watch Cat in the Hat with all of them. I just think that's fun, and I think you. Harlan just pulled a face.
My microphone hates me, I guess.
Nothing's going your way today, hey?
I guess not.
Okay, are we finally talking about how to fix this movie? Because I have one master stroke.
Yes. What is your what do you have up your sleeve?
CGI cat.
Really?
Yeah, I feel like I don't know if it's the right thing, but it's my immediate reaction just to get a little like CGI cat running about the place.
Okay, then CGI things, right?
Yes.
The only complaint I have for that
Okay.
is that the Who makeup in like the Grinch really sells the world.
Yes.
And doing that, like, nobody really has Who makeup in this movie except for the things and the cat, arguably.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I would be concerned that, like, you would lose a little bit of that Dr. Seuss live-action magic, if any, through doing that.
Yeah, but I just don't see. It's the big chubby cat, which is the big issue here, with like fat man legs. Well, not even. I'm not calling Mike Myers fat or anything. I'm just saying he's got man legs. His legs look like the legs of a man.
That's
it just
true.
doesn't. Well, and
so does the Cat in the Hat.
Yeah, the Cat in the Hat in the book. Sorry to be that guy who's like, oh, this is nothing like the source material. It's like a cat. It's like a cat. You know, it looks like a cat with long limbs.
Yeah, it's true.
Ask your
This is a
cat what
man.
it would prefer. Is it still there?
Hey, Crystal. Hey. What would you prefer? A cat with long legs, right? That's what we're talking about?
Long,
Cat with long
skinny
legs?
legs. Yeah.
Long, skinny legs, or a cat with human legs?
Yeah.
A cat with human. Would you rather? Here, sorry. I'll get the microphone to her.
Okay.
Would you rather prefer a cat with skinny long legs or a cat with human legs?
Hey, I'm a cat, and I reckon the
Dean?
cat that looks more
Hey,
like a
Dean?
cat.
Dean,
Yeah.
my cat's trying to talk. Okay.
Yeah, no, I'm just leaning off screen and listening, so I can hear the cat better. Okay, I'll be back
Oh.
in a second.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, why do you have to interrupt me like that? I'm a cat, meow.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I heard Dean talking.
Yes, I'm a cat with a British accent. You imported me. Whichever the one Dean suggested, I've forgotten the question. Wow, what
Okay,
an
so
interesting answer.
The cat says she says the one with human legs.
Okay, I don't think that's. Do you know what I'm gonna say now? Clip it.
Does it have anything? Does
Clip
it have
it.
Oh, you know what? Okay. If you don't like this idea, you can throw it out.
Okay, I'm ready.
But what if Mike
I
Myers
don't like this idea.
came on screen and he, instead of the Cat in the Hat, he was like this. Mamma mia, it's me, Pizza Pie, Jared Leto. And that was the movie.
Why did he mention Jared Leto? This is 2003. That's just some singer in a band who's just about to start a cult.
Dude, we recast Mike Myers with Jared Leto.
Oh, I would pay money for them to reboot this movie. Oh, I would put my life savings.
Do we try to actually fix this movie, or do we make it as terrible as possible?
No, okay, hear me out. Did you see the video I made where I was like, if I could get any road trip buddy cop movie, who would I cast?
No, I didn't see that.
No, so I said you get Jared Leto and you give him a very serious script and tell him he has to stay in character the entire time. And then the second person you cast is Ricky Gervais. And Ricky Gervais is in on the joke, and it's just his job to make fun of Jared Leto the entire time.
That would be so good.
But I've got a better movie now. It's Cat in the Hat, the same script. The only difference is it's Jared Leto, and obviously he has to stay in character the entire time. And then you just get a documentary crew to film the making of this movie, Man on the Moon star with Jim Carrey, and then just I would pay all my money in the world to watch the documentary of Jared Leto having to stay in character as the Cat in the Hat.
Oh, that'd be so good. Oh man, you might be onto something there. Might be onto something.
Anyway, to before I derail this, to answer your previous question. Mamma mia, pizza pie, it's me, a cat in the hat. Wowza.
Okay, so I think we go CGI cat a little bit at least to make it a little bit less jarring.
Okay, because also
I think there's a fine mix of prosthetics and CGI. Can we admit to that?
I think you can do a human face and that's it. Because what I'm imagining is a little, a cat probably the size that the things were in this.
Really? The Cat in the Hat is always huge.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
That's the idea.
Yeah, do it maybe the size of the kids are a bit bigger. But I just think it needs to have the cat proportions of being really slim and long-limbed and slender. And
I feel
not
if you
a
looked
man.
less human, it would look a lot less creepy that this cat is around
Yes.
with these kids home alone.
Yes.
Also the things they're just trouble.
What do you
I think
yeah.
they don't, because they really don't do anything.
Yeah, they don't.
They stop the mom for a second down the road.
They stopped the mum
that's
for
it.
quite a while by the looks of things because she is
Yeah,
an
but
idiot.
just Kelly Preston. She's dead. It's very sad. But
I did not know that. Who was she from?
Cat in the Hat.
Wow, that's gonna make a really somber. Where are they?
No, she's
now
in a lot of
on
good things, but
Tuesday.
I just can't recall any of them.
Okay, you just brushed over a really funny joke I told.
Oh, I didn't hear it. I'm sorry.
I said that's gonna make a really somber episode of Where Are They Now?
Oh my god.
So I apologise, okay? I've resisted making an Alec Baldwin joke this entire time.
Yeah, that's good for you.
But also, I feel so sorry for that guy. I feel so sorry for him. I'm not getting into this. That's all I'm gonna say. I've looked up Kelly Preston. She's in Sky High. She's in Twins. She's in Jack Frost. What are you laughing at? Oh, you're blowing your nose.
Oh, is it not muted? Oh, hey guys.
What is he laughing at? But he was just blowing his nose. Okay, CGI cat, things being troublemakers, is that all we need to do to fix this movie?
I do like the idea that the cat meant for the kids to open the box.
Are we giving the cat any sort of like character arc or like personality other than just, hey, look at me, I'm a bit weird?
I think what we have to do. Oh, light bulb.
Yo?
So I have this idea. Let's say we tell the story from.
Oh yeah!
So say we tell the story from the cat's point of view. We tell the story from the cat's point of view, and it starts off with, like, let's say, he has this job to go to children's households and make them have fun, right?
Yeah, to teach them how to have fun properly.
Right. Now let's say all he does is, like, he's really good at making them have fun, but he's just terrible at, like, he always takes things too far.
Mm-hmm.
And then this is, like, his last job. Like, let's say, like, this is the last time he gets to do it because he's so bad at it. Like, he keeps on making them have too much fun.
Yeah.
And at the very end, the house is destroyed. Everything's destroyed. And he's like, I failed. But then there's that one clause in the contract that the kids do. And the kids save him from being able to keep what he does.
What contract clause?
So remember, the clause at the end is, like, if the box opens or something like that,
The entire contract
everything is, like, void.
Yeah.
But considering they learned their lesson, that was reversed, and they were able. Everything was.
Oh
fixed.
yeah, and the contract starts glowing, and he's like, "Whoa, I did it!" And he's like, "Let's get this place fixed up, baby."
Right. So I think that is the way we introduce a
So
art for
what is the power over the cat in the titular hat?
I think it would be. Oh my god! I think it would actually be funny if there were just a bunch of cats in hats, and there was like.
What if it's like the OWCA in Phineas and Ferb? It's just a bunch of different animals in hats.
That would be awesome. We need to do. I think that would be funny. There's like There's like a cameo of the Grinch in a hat walking by.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but then like who's in charge? Who's he go to talk to? God?
It's the cat in two hats. Oh my god, the cat's wearing two hats. That's the god. Oh my god, I think that'd be funny.
No, what if it's like God in the hat?
That might get a little bit too religious, don't you think?
I don't think it rhymes.
It's like all of them have like different, like,
I think,
rhyming things.
Yeah, I think. Oh no, yeah. So there can be a bat in the hat. There can be a. That's the only other animal that rhymes with cat. Wombat in a hat.
Yeah, okay, so I think, do we agree with that? That's a good idea?
Yes. I just think we need to establish more about the lore of the Cat in the Hat's world.
But I think, like, the movie starts as an office exposition. Like, we get that whole
He's just walking,
thing. And
he gets called to the office.
Right. And the movie's only an hour and 22 minutes long.
I love that about this movie.
We can work with adding an extra 15 minutes of exposition.
Yeah.
Of fun exposition.
Fun position.
So, I think... Is that it?
Yeah, but I think we did... What, like, who does he go to talk to? Like, what actually happens in these scenes of exposition?
Well, like, he's, like, doing his job, walking around the offices of the animals and hats, and then he's called in, and he's, like...
What if it's a giant hat?
A giant floating hat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the sorting hat.
That's what we should do. Yeah. So then that's what they do, and then he's like, Cat in the Hat. You are really bad at your job. This is your last chance to prove that you are doing this right. And if you fail, you will be killed.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, and then at the end... Yeah, okay. So shall we run
Okay,
through this version of the movie just right now?
Sure, let's just do it. You do it.
Okay, so the movie opens with some weird, like, intergalactic, fourth dimension, boring office building thing. And the Cat in the Hat is just sitting at, like, his desk, goofing around. And suddenly he gets it over the intercom. It's like, hey, Cat in the Hat, go to the manager's office. And he, like, sighs and he stands up and he stumbles over. And there's, like, all these desks are filled with different animals in hats. Just living their best life.
Or caps, or fedoras, or...
Yes, all different types of hats, but all with the same colour scheme.
Yes.
And so he goes into the office, and it's like... Do you know that... You've seen Ghostbusters, have you?
Yeah.
Yeah, do you know the bit where there's the massive staircase, and at the top there's the villain who I can't remember the name of.
Yeah.
And it's all, that's what I imagine. And then up there there's just a glowing hat with a mouth.
A big hat.
A big hat. And he's like, Gryffindor! No. He's like, hey, Cat in the Hat, you're really bad at your job. You're good at having fun with kids, but they don't learn anything from you. You've got one last assignment. It's these two kids. One of them works too hard and the other one breaks all the rules. And if you fail at this, we will take away your hat and you will become Buttercat. A cat covered in butter. That bit isn't true.
What is wrong with you?
Do you not think it's a funny joke if I go, Buttercat? As in, it's a cat covered in butter. Anyway.
I guess it is like almost midnight for you.
Yeah, honestly, I was so tired today. I fell asleep on my bed, on top of the covers, with like the curtains up, the window wide open, just daylight coming in, and I woke up and I was like, what's going on? Oh, I gotta watch Cat in the Hat. It's basically how I got here. Anyway, and by the way, I should mention the cat is like a CGI cat, like it's a little bit smaller, but it's just slimmer and like it's got the proportions of a cat, but like with quite a human Mike Myers face. I nearly said Michael Myers face again because that's what Crystal, our cat guest,
dude,
shows.
Literally right on cue.
Oh, what
Crystal?
We didn't mention at the start of this episode is this is also actually an episode of Guests Best.
Yeah, with Crystal. Here, let's see if she has anything to say. Do you have anything to say, Crystal?
Yeah, I really enjoy Cat in... Oh, wait, what was my cat voice? Hey, yeah, I really enjoyed Cat in the Hat, and... Oh, that's interesting. And I think it'll work a lot better with a CGI cat. Oh, I agree. That's what I said. This is going to be absolutely baffling for all our audio listeners, or whatever you call them, Harlan. Yeah, Harlan's a bit of an idiot. Harlan... I like Harlan because he strokes me and feeds me. Hey, that's a weird thing. That'd be a weird thing for me to say, but because you're a cat, it makes total sense. Okay, bye. Okay, bye. Can you tell I've lost my mind?
Okay. So what happens at the end of the movie?
Oh, yeah, and then the movie happens exactly the same, but at the end, all the destruction is caused, and they kick the cat out, and he sits down. And he sits down outside the house, and he's like, "Oh no, I failed. I'm gonna become Buttercat. Maybe if I ask, they can add some jam as well." And I've got no choice in the matter. And suddenly the kids, are standing there, and they're holding hands, and they're like, "Oh, yes, we will accept the responsibility together." And suddenly the contract starts to glow, and the cat in still a hat is like, "Hey. Whoa, the contract actually worked because you guys have learned your lesson. I finally did it for once. That means that the contract isn't void and I can fix this house with you and we can play a cover of the Beatles song because the Beatles rarely let other people put their music in movies."
Well, but let them for this one.
Yeah. It's
Good
Queen
call,
and Beatles,
Paul.
apparently, which are the two that they don't let Queen and Beatles don't let people put their music in movies. That's why it's a cover in this, I think.
Oh.
Anyway, that's not interesting. Or is it? Who knows? I'm not going to tell you what's interesting and what not.
All right. Did we fix this movie?
I think we fixed this movie. What would you give this original movie out of 10?
The original movie, I give it like a 6.
I was going to say 6, so I'm now going to say 6.15.
Oh my god, my cat's just shoving her ass in my face.
Is it like, oh, it really made me feel uncomfortable when you could see a human butt crack out of the Cat in the Hat. I really didn't like it.
Krista likes it. I would, but what about this remake? What would you give the
into
remake?
the microphone. I heard it. Not again. This remake, to be honest, 7.5 out of 10.
I'd give it a 7 out of 10. Let's not be too generous.
Okay, so I think this might be our least improved movie.
Yes, but it's also like probably the least bad movie.
Is this the best? Do you prefer this to Spider-Man 3?
No. But Spider-Man 3 is improvable because it's like action. There's a lot of less subjective things that you could do to make the film better. This one, not so much.
Yeah, that's the issue with comedies. Yes. Well, maybe one day we'll rank all these movies that we've talked about. By maybe, I mean probably we will. But
probably. Who knows when? Could be tomorrow.
I know when. Around like the 15th of June time.
15th of June? Sure.
Okay, cool. Anyway, that's when we'll record it. Who knows when we'll post it. Thank you for listening.
There you go, buddy.
Or watching.
Or watching. Who knows?
Or smelling. Maybe this is in the future where you can smell videos.
Crystal, do you have anything else you have to say?
It's just a cat. Cats
Adios.
don't talk. Cats don't talk.
Adios.
Cats don't talk.
Adios.
Don't be silly.
Oh, she burped. I didn't know cats burped. The cat burps in this movie.
I feel like you just burped into the microphone. You're like, oh, quickly, cover. The cat burped. I didn't know cats could burp. Anyway, thank you for listening.
All right. Yes, thank you for listening.
Week for episode 51, when we're going to be doing something.
All right. Something.
It's going to be really great, though. I can tell you that for sure. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next week.
All right.
Bye.
Adios, everybody.